Ever since 9/11, local officers, state troopers, and county deputies have been encouraged to act more aggressively towards suspicious individuals.
Shoot! It's the 12! Ah, dang it! Ah!
License and registration, please.
Are you gonna give me a ticket?
Actually, let me see your stuff.
Hold up a sec. Does this actually happen?
Maybe.
Civil forfeiture is a way that cops are able to seize property from people. But how does it work?
My name is Douglas Ball, and I am currently the police chief for the Maitland Police Department. If a police officer stops a vehicle and the individual that is operating the vehicle has a large sum of cash, and that there is some way to tie that money to an illegal activity, okay, then yes, the police officer does have the right to seize the money, the same as they would seize the drugs or the guns or whatever, okay? And they can seek forfeiture of that money. What the civil forfeiture legislation attempts to do is take the profit out of someone who is inclined to deal drugs. And it doesn't have to be a drug violation. Other types of illegal activities that ultimately generate large sums of money.
There's two main types of forfeiture. There's criminal forfeiture, where somebody has been prosecuted and convicted in criminal court according to the usual procedures, and then the government moves to seize assets of ill-gotten gains. So that's criminal forfeiture, but we're talking about civil asset forfeiture, which means that the normal constitutional safeguards that we're accustomed to do not apply, such as the presumption of innocence. The police are able just to seize property, and then the burden of proof is kind of reversed, where the property owner has to go into court to prove that he is innocent and is entitled to his property back.
Just as it is illegal for me to drink this, is it also illegal to charge someone's stuff with a crime?
The civil forfeiture goes against the property, the home and the plane, but it's really against the owner. It's a civil action against the owner of the property. The only difference is in Florida, you are required to use a percentage of your forfeited funds to further drug education or drug awareness, something like that. The federal government doesn't have that requirement, but they're both very similar as to what you can spend the money on, and the procedure to actually civilly forfeit it is about the same. There is a federal publication called the Guide to Equitable Sharing, and that federal publication tells law enforcement what they can and cannot purchase. And then annually we are audited. We have to fill out an annual report on our forfeiture funds, both state and federal, and the government reviews that to make sure that the expenditures were within the allowable guidelines. That prevents people from buying things like, which I don't know who would, but like a limousine, gold-plated bullets, or something silly. And that makes sure that the law enforcement agencies actually spend the money on something that they need and within the guideline. There are police departments in the past who have spent the money on things that were ridiculous, and those agencies end up losing their right to civilly forfeit money and lose the money that they already have in civil forfeiture. So it's a pretty big hit.
Civil forfeiture has been successful in funding major police necessities, such as computers, vehicles, and drug awareness elementary school programs.